One of the hardest things I've learned in life is sometimes the answers to your prayers doesn't often come as a blessing. It arrives as a battle. It arrives as a disappointment. It arrives as a closed door. It arrives as a season of pain. And because it doesn't look like what we prayed for, we often mistake God's answer for God's absence. So think about it. Have you ever prayed for strength? Nobody becomes strong without resistance. Have you ever prayed for wisdom? Wisdom is born from failure, setback, and lessons. Have you ever prayed for patience? Life rarely teaches patience by making things work faster. Have you ever prayed for growth? Growth often begins with discomfort. And yet, when those seasons arrive, our first reactions are often confusion. And we ask God, why is this happening to me? Well, perhaps the better question is, God, what are you trying to teach me with this? I can recall seasons in my life where everything seems to fall apart. Plans failed, people left, opportunities disappeared, doors closed, nothing actually made sense. At the time, all I could see was pain, but what I couldn't see was the preparation. What I couldn't also see was the protection. What I couldn't see was the person I was actually becoming through the process. Because sometimes the very thing breaking your heart is also building your character. Because sometimes what actually feels like rejection is actually redirection. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually making room for something greater. And sometimes the prayers isn't being denied, it is being developed. And one thing life has often taught me is that God is often interested in who we are becoming than on where we are actually going. We pray for destination, but God works on transformation. We pray for outcomes. God develops character. And character is rarely built in comfort. It is built in the fire. Looking back, some of the greatest blessings in life came wrapped in packages I would never have chosen. The pain I wanted removed taught me lessons success never would. The doors closed protected me from rooms I wasn't meant to enter. The battles I wanted to avoid became the very things that prepared me for the life I wanted. Because sometimes the prayer is answered, but not just in the way we expected. And sometimes the road to the blessing passes just through the pain. Stay with this. We often mistake God's answer for God's absence. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually redirection. The prayers isn't being denied, it's being developed. We pray for destination, but God works on transformation. The road to the blessing passes through the pain.